Now, unless you're on some self-help saying yes to everything program, you probably say yes to things a lot more than you should. And especially those things which are hard to reject out of politeness or to make others happy instead of just doing what you know is right, which most of the time is saying no. Your friend invites you to a party, but you don't really want to go, but you'd look like a loser if you didn't, and so you say yes. You get invited out for drinks, but you're trying to quit drinking, but they're nice people and you don't want to let them down, and so you say yes. But what always happens afterwards? Well, you realise that what you just went through was not worth the hangover, or the headache, or the waking up late and feeling like shit, and it could have all been avoided if you just man the fucked up and said no. And I was in this cycle for a long time. For a solid year and a half, I didn't want to go to parties. I didn't want to go clubbing. I didn't want to go to this meetup that everyone else from my school was going to, where in reality, nothing was going to happen. They were just going to smoke weed and go on their phones and send streets constantly and just act like fucking brain dead 15-year-olds. But anyway, I said yes. Why? Because of fear. A fear of not fitting in, a fear of not being liked by others, a fear of being seen as boring and someone who couldn't have fun. But the truth is, my definition of fun was just very different to theirs, and you're probably the same, which is why, if you actually want to improve your life, you have to embrace this temporary discomfort of just saying no, of just rejecting people, so that long term, your life quality will actually improve. But most people's fears, and probably yours, come from FOMO, aka a fear of missing out, where in your mind, you don't really want to go and do the thing, but you think that if you don't go, there's something that you might potentially miss out on, even though every time that you've said this in the past, there's never been anything worth staying for, but you just keep convincing yourself to keep on going anyway. So to learn to finally say no, you first must just destroy these beliefs, because I thought for the longest time that if I don't go to this party that everyone else is going to, that I'd somehow miss out on something big, or if I didn't go to this meetup, I'd miss out on something important. But here's the question that you should be asking yourself. Are you willing to give up potentially months, years of your time and energy just to make others happy, and for it to be a 5% chance that it was the right outcome every time, or have a 95% chance of it being the right outcome, and all you had to do each time was say one small word? Because when you say yes right now, it might not feel like much, but then the next time you're more likely to say yes to these people, and the next time and the next time, and then before you know it, you've wasted years of your life just to make other people happy and fulfill their vision instead of just doing what you truly wanted. And imagine you said no. That would give you the momentum to say no to other people more and more. And down the line, you're living the life that you actually wanted to live. All because you were finally willing to just be uncomfortable for a little while and say no. But it's easier said than done, and learning to reject is a skill. Like anything, it takes practice. And if right now you're accustomed to just saying yes all the time, at first you're gonna have to start off very small. So just think to yourself, what is something that I can say no to today that would actually liberate me in some way and leave me free to spend more time and put more energy into the things which are actually important to me? Maybe it's saying no to those people who you're trying to distance yourself from because they're not a very good influence on you. Maybe it's saying no to that email that you always receive and always feel obliged to reply to. It could be literally anything, and I'd be sat here all day if I was to come up with every example I could think of. So just think to yourself, what is something today that I can say no to? And what you have to keep in mind as well is that the more you say no to people, the more that people will just respect your opinion and respect your courage of just being straight up and honest. And going forward, they'll respect your time a lot more than otherwise. Because, well, it's pretty obvious, if you keep saying yes, they're going to keep asking you the same questions, they're going to keep inviting you out to parties and all this stuff. So change comes from you taking action. Take some responsibility, stop waiting for external circumstances to change, and take action by saying no today. Thank you for watching, and stay focused.